Hello friends, this is Dr. Hitesh Rajput and yes, today's topic is preservation of fruit juice. So how we can preserve fruit juices, as we know fruits have very specific nature. So we need to store these fruits at a specific condition, right? We cannot store our food for long time without using any techniques and any chemicals, right? So we can preserve our food with the conversion of their forms, like we can convert the foods in their juices, and we can process it like a preparation of pickle and jam, jelly, squash, right? So yeah, they are in the field of these juices. There are different varieties of juice we can prepare, right? We can convert these fruit in fruit juices and fruit squash, RTS, and their pulp. We can preserve a pulp, right? Lots of industries, these fruit juices, they can preserve in the form of pulp, and in the off season, these fruit pulp they can use for the preparation of juices and different types of food product. So here, first of all, the introductions, we can prepare different types of product like RTS with the fruit juices, nectar. So they have different TSS values and concentration values and sugar content value also, right? And there are different preservation methods, like different chemicals we can use. There are specific chemicals for fruits and vegetable preservation, and for limited amount of chemical we have to add in the preparation of squash, crush, syrup, cordial, right? In this preservation, we can use different chemicals also, and we can also apply the heat treatment for the preservation of these fruit juices. And yes, we can use pasteurization method also. And in my next lecture, I will explain these, what is the difference between pasteurization, sterilization, and these UST, right? There are different heat treatments methods for the preservation of fruit juices. Means basically for the preservation of liquid food. Okay, not only in fruit juices, we can preserve different types of liquid other than the fruit juices, like dairy products. We can also preserve these dairy products like milk, right? So yes, different methods, different filtering aids we can use for the preservation of fruit juices. बहुत सारे फिल्टरिंग एड्स हैं जो कि हम यूज कर सकते हैं फ्रूट जूसेस के प्रिजर्वेशन के लिए. देयर आर डिफरेंट क्ले, मींस चाइना क्ले एंड बेंटोनाइट क्ले. डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ क्ले हैं जो कि जिनको हम स्पेसिफिक ट्रीटमेंट दे के then we can use these clay. So that is called physical treatment and physical method for preservation. Without adding any chemicals, we can preserve our juices with the use of these physical uh, techniques, like filtrates and different these clay, china clay and filtrates will come under these physical preservation methods. Okay. And chemical methods, there are different enzymes also we can use, so that these pectin that may combine or mix in the juice, that will give a translucent appearance, right? And there are different protein and all these unwanted materials or compounds that may we have to reduce their activity. So we can use different techniques, like these chemicals also. There are heat treatment, there are different lots of enzymes, there are lots of chemicals, and filtrates and different clay. Okay. So first of all, pasteurization. So here, basic, what is pasteurization? So pasteurization to killing the uh, toxic microbes at particular temperature. That is pasteurization. Only with the pasteurization method, we can only preserve, or we can only kill the pathogenics. Okay, in this pasteurization techniques. So there are specific time temperature combination for pasteurization. So in pasteurization, there are two types of methods, LTLT and STST, right? LTLT means low temperature long time, and STST high temperature short time. So low temperature long time should be that should be low temperature, that should be 62.8 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes, and 15 to 30 minutes, you can say. So and for STST high temperature short time, so that will be 71.7 degrees centigrade for 15 seconds. Okay, so there are different methods, means we can use these different methods in different food liquids. Like if you have a specific food and heat sensitive liquid product, so we can use these STST, right? We can treat our product at high temperature for short time, so that will remain their specific nutrients, like their pigment and their antioxidant properties. Okay, so we can preserve our food at this pasteurization methods for long time. And in different there in pasteurization also, there are different methods like holding pasteurization method and pasteurization overflow method. Means holding, so we have to hold these juices for some time, right? That is holding method. And overflow means continuous method we can use at a particular temperature and combination. Okay, so these are the different two methods for pasteurization. This is also a flash temperature, means in pasteurization above the temperature of STST and LTS, the temperature should be above there, more than means plus 5 degrees centigrade about their temperature, right? So here what is aseptic packaging? Aseptic means sterilized condition. There should be the sterilized atmosphere. We have to store our product in sterilized condition. So product should also be sterilized. That is aseptic processing. So the all entire condition and atmosphere should be sterilized. Okay, previous sterilized condition should be there in aseptic process. Okay, container should be sterilized, product should be sterilized, and this atmosphere where you have to process our product should be sterilized. Okay, so that is called aseptic processing. Okay, that this aseptic processing may be quite costly in compared to other processing method, because we required these sterilized condition, all conditions that we use, all equipments and all required, all atmosphere and all these should be sterilized in this process. Okay, so preservation with chemicals. This is an important factor, chemical preservation, because we can preserve our fruit juices easily with the addition of chemicals. But there is one condition, means according to FPO, means food product order, there are some specific points for the use of these chemicals, right? So we cannot use these our chemical in our point only, right? According to FPO, we have to use. So they mention each and every chemicals, the amount of their chemicals that we want to use, right? Suppose there are basic two chemicals, means mostly used chemical in fruit juices, in fruits, okay, like benzoic acid and sulfur dioxide, right? So first is benzoic acid. So this is the salt of benzoic, right? Benzoic acid. So in place of benzoic acid, basically we use sodium benzoate. Why we use this sodium benzoate in place of benzoic acid? Because of their solubility. So this benzoic acid is something 0.84 part of benzoic acid soluble in 100 parts of water. But in place of this benzoic acid, sodium 1.8 part of sodium benzoate solubilized in one part of sodium benzoate, solubilized in 1.8 part of water. Means suppose we are taking 1 gram of sodium benzoate, so we can dissolve this sodium benzoate in 1.8 ml of water. Instead of this benzoic acid, suppose we have 0.84 gram of these benzoic acid, so we have to take 100 ml of water for this chemical solubility. Right? So in place of benzoic acid, basically means normally we use sodium benzoate. So same theory we use in here, sulfur dioxide, because sulfur dioxide is a gaseous form of, right, gaseous form. So sodium benzoate is the stable form of sulfur dioxide. We use sodium benzoate. This is the stable form of sulfur dioxide. So we can store it and available in the market in a powder form. So we can use this sulfur dioxide, right? And yes, one more point, sulfur dioxide, like potassium metabisulfide, act as a bleaching agent, right? So in colored pigment, like water soluble colored pigment in pigmented juices, we cannot use potassium metabisulfite. That may bleach their color. Like suppose we have a their anthocyanin, that is red, blue and violet color, right? So anthocyanin is water soluble pigment. Okay, so we cannot use this sulfur dioxide or potassium metabisulfite. We have to use sodium benzoate or benzoic acid, that will enhance their color. Okay, suppose we have a mango juice, so we can easily use this sulfur dioxide. So that is yellow color, but that is water insoluble yellow color. That will not get bleached with this addition of this potassium metabisulfite. Okay, now got it? So हम colored juices like water soluble colored juices में हम हमेशा benzoic acid use करेंगे, और water insoluble colored juices होंगे like lemon juice, and we can use this potassium metabisulfite. And yes, in yellow colored juice, but violet juices, berries juice, plum juices, right? So we have to use these sodium benzoate. Got it? And yes, there is some limitation also for the use of these chemicals, right? So in sulfur dioxide, we can use 1000 to 1500 ppm. So it will depend the type of product also. Like suppose we have a squash that have 40% TSS. So we can use 350 ppm of sodium sulfur dioxide. Suppose we have pure pulp, so we can use 600 to 700 these KMS, potassium metabisulfite or sodium benzoate. Okay, or in place of this, we if we come to this benzoic acid, so in benzoic acid we can use 1000 ppm in processed product like squash and all these. In raw material we can use 1500 to 2000 ppm, right? Okay, see this potassium metabisulfite in place of sulfur dioxide. This is the stable form of the sodium sulfur dioxide. Okay. And yes, inhibit the growth of microbes, inhibit the growth of activity of enzymes and all these with the addition of these chemicals. We can store it at room temperature for a long time. Maintain, yes, change their pH values also. And they also, yes, potassium metabisulfide, retard the non-enzymatic Brown reaction also, and prevent from the discoloration properties. Okay. So these are the all points with the use of these chemicals. Okay. And means, see, this sulfur dioxide is not used to be naturally colored juices like falsa, jamun, pomegranate, strawberries, red color and violet color, that will give bleaching properties. I told you earlier, right? So we can use, so instead of this sulfur dioxide, we can use sodium benzoate. Okay. These are the points. I told you earlier, right? So this, if you don't get these points, so you can refer, the book is Girdhari Lal. At the back side of Girdhari Lal, लास्ट के पॉइंट पेजेस आप पलटोगे तो वहां पे एक टेबुलर फॉर्म दिया हुआ है गिरधारी लाल का, उसमें ये सारे पॉइंट्स, यहाँ पे हमने सिर्फ यहाँ पे सोडियम बेंजोएट एंड बेंजोइक एसिड का ही दिया हुआ है, मींस पोटेशियम मेटावेज सल्फाइड एंड सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड का दिया हुआ है और सोडियम बेंजोएट का दिया है। बट आप अगर गिरधारी लाल की बुक रेफर करते हो जो प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स है, उसके बैक साइड में टेबल्स हैं, वहां पे ईच एंड एवरी जो केमिकल्स हैं जो कि हम यूज करते हैं फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स में, उनका यूजेस है कि हम अकॉर्डिंग टू पीएफए हम कितना यूज कर सकते हैं these chemicals का। okay, so you can go and check these requirement, means suppose you are not you have to use acetic acid, right? तो आप वो बुक रेफर कर सकते हैं इसके रिक्वायरमेंट के लिए। यस, वन मोर पॉइंट, जो ये प्रिजर्वेशन का टॉपिक है, इसमें जितने भी पॉइंट्स हैं ये बहुत ही स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट्स हैं, एंड दीज पॉइंट्स विल मींस कम एज एमसीक्यूज आल्सो। एमसीक्यूज में बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स हैं जो कि आ जाते हैं प्रिजर्वेशन के, सो दैट इज गुड टॉपिक। वन मोर पॉइंट इज प्रिजर्वेशन बाय शुगर, right? So we can preserve with the addition of sugar also, we can, means we can prepare the syrup, fruit syrup, right, with the addition of sugar. So sugar is also act as a preservative, so we don't need to add any preservative, means any chemicals for the preservation of fruit juices. Suppose we have to store our juices for further, we have to store our fruit juices in the form of concentration, so that syrup, fruit syrup, further we use for juice preparation, so we can add sugar, right? Because further at the preparation of point we will use sugar, right? So we can store these fruit in the form of in the form of fruit syrup, right? So we can store in above to 65%, right, for long time. Yes, we can store it, so that may reduce the activity of microbes. We cannot grow, microbes cannot grow at that condition, right? Preservation by freezing, yes, at -18°C we can preserve these fruit juices in the form of powder also, right? Preservation by freezing, so with the in the form of freezed form we can store these fruit juices, right, at particular temperature like -18°C. So we can use these freezer that may maintain their temperature. And preservation by drying, so most suitable drying condition is spray drying for fruit juices. So we have to convert the fruit, we have to prepare the juices and maintain their TSS value should be at least 20% for the preparation of powder, right? So with the use of rotary vacuum evaporator, we can we can concentrate the juices, right? And then we will go for drying purpose. Okay, so there are different drying methods like spray drying, drum drying, freeze drying, foamy drying. हाँ, yes, मैं अगर आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट होगी तो मैं जूसेस की ड्राइंग पे एक अलग से टॉपिक बनाऊंगी और एक अलग से एक लेक्चर बनाऊंगी ड्राइंग का, और उसमें आपको डिटेल बताऊंगी। So yes, there are different methods for fruit juice preparation, fruit juice powder preparation, right? Spray drying, drum drying, freeze drying, foamy drying, and cabinet drying also we can use. But most suitable, this cabinet drying is suitable for drying of fruits and vegetable slices. Okay, so yes, preservation by carbonation. What is carbonation? Addition of carbon dioxide gas, right? That is carbonation. So we can also preserve our juices with the addition of carbonation, with the addition of carbon dioxide gas, because that may inhibit the growth of microbes, and that is also act as a preservatives. Okay. And there are different filtering aids we can use like microfiltration and ceramic filtering aids. There is that have minute spores. So micros, suppose some micros are present in juice, so that may cannot enter their minute pores, and that may remain at the top of the cemented porcelain dish. You can say porcelain dish filtration. Okay, and cotton plug filtration we can use, and microfiltration also, filterettes. Okay, and then here one point is also here, that is clay, that can also filter the micros and can be stored for a long time. That may give the clear solution, right? But after filtration with the clay, we have to add chemicals also, that because there may be chances for the presence of microbes. So filtering adds is not a perfect preservation method, that is partial preservation method. So we can use a China clay, like Indian clay, uh, we can use for filtration of juices, but before using we have to treat this clay according to the nature of juices, like we have to treat it, means washed it, then treated with the acidic solution, with the basic solution also, then dried it, and then we will use this clay for the filtration of juices. Basically, this clay is used for the filtration of juices only. Okay, so there are different clarification methods. So I will, in my next lecture, I will explain the clarification of juices. Okay, so there are different methods for the clarification of juices. So I will explain in detail, but this topic is related to preservation of juices. So we can preserve our juices for long time at these with the use of these methods. So there is one point also, sterilization. So we can sterilize our food at 121 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes. Okay, and stored it for long time without opening. Suppose we opened our juices, so when we opened it, so we cannot again store these opened juices, right? But after a treatment, we can store it at room temperature until we did not open the cap. Okay, so these are the methods of preservation of juices. If you have any queries, so you can text me, and you can directly mail me or contact me. Okay, thank you.